happened? Did you miss it? Well, N2KB, your need to know basis, we have you covered. Today on News Cram, we'll clue you in on the stuff that happened last week, what everyone will be talking about this week. This is your News Cram for March 18th. I'm Robert.
And I'm Chris.
Deep Silver is now has just announced Saints Row the 4th for August 20th of 2013.
I am very, very stoked about this one. I'll tell you, it's funny. Most people look at the Saints Row games as just zany fun and everything like that. But the ending, not a lot of games give you the customization where you can make your own character. And I think that a lot of games, on a technical level, a lot of more games should do that, just because when you make a character, especially like Saints Row, where it's more of a modern game, and you make your character look, especially like just like you or something like that.
Yeah.
You grow an affinity for that character. And spoiler warnings here, okay? This is a game that's almost 5 years old, so if you don't know. But at the end of the first game, you are actually blown up at the very end of the game. And so, talk about cliffhanger ending. You have to wait another 2 years before Saints Row 2 comes out. And I was devastated that my character I spent 40-something hours on, just like that, blowing up. I've never experienced that with a game before. So Saints Row is an amazing game. All right, now next story here, we got Disney Infinity pushed back to August. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with this, it's basically Disney's version of Skylanders. Skylanders was a smash hit that came out a couple years ago, and basically you got two sides of this. You got the video game side of it, and you have the toy side of it. Basically, your little characters in the game are represented by toys that you buy at the store. You put them on these little power plates, and that toy then manifests itself in the game, and all the stats and everything that you accumulate then are stored in the toy, so that you can go and take it over to your friend's house. So, because you have not only the game, but, all your publishers are looking forward to ways of extending the financial gain on their games. Now that you can package those with these toys and keep coming out with new toys, it's a high incentive, and Disney is jumping on that bandwagon. So, this is exciting, but again, pushed back to August.
That's a little bummer there when these games that you're so excited for get pushed back. Especially a good example of that is BioShock Infinite. It comes out next Tuesday, guys, so don't forget. But it was supposed to come out 2012, early fall, and then got pushed back, and I think it got pushed back again. And then, of course, it got pushed back to March. So, Another story we got here is Assassin's Creed 4 is being developed by 7 of the Ubisoft studios.
7?
That is, yeah. We got Ubisoft Montreal is the lead developer on the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Let's see what else. We got Ubisoft Singapore, Ubisoft Sofia.
Well, I got that breakdown for you here.
Yeah, sure.
So Singapore was actually the one that is bringing the naval war combat to the third one here. That just came out. So they'll be doing all the naval warfare for the fourth one. We got
sweet.
Quebec and Kiev. Both of those studios are working on the single player mode. Sofia is working on the modern day parts of it, so the Animus. And then you got, let's see here, Bucharest and Annecy, and those are joint teamwork on the multiplayer.
Yeah.
So I've heard of studios subbing out portions of the game for a cheaper coding and stuff like that, but I've never heard of a game piecemealed together like this over so many different studios.
Yeah.
It'll be amazing to see if this makes one cohesive package.
And it's actually not the first time that multi-studio has had this approach. We've seen this now since Assassin's Creed 2, which, in my opinion, was an amazing game. It was just awesome.
So it's interesting. Maybe they maybe they have it set up to where they can do it this way, because that's interesting.
I figured they probably did it that way, so each studio is on the same page, but each place can do their own thing with the same game and get it done a lot quicker.
Well, I don't think anybody can complain about the results. Assassin's Creed is one of the top tier gaming properties out there, and that they have such a consistent quality across all the properties.
Yeah.
So, absolutely. Actual gameplay footage leaked from Star Wars First Assault. Now, this is a game is now kind of stuck in limbo It was originally destined for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 on a downloadable media, so that you'd be able to play it on the arcades and the home. So, but the thing about it is that this was also a story that leaked with the gameplay footage. Was the idea was that this was going to be a toe in the water to find out if people were interested in another Battlefront game. So, it was heartbreaking when Battlefront 3 was canceled. The game looked so amazing and so cool, and so I do believe that there's a market for it if it's done right. But with the acquisition of LucasArts by Disney, this thing is in limbo. We don't know if it's going to come out or anything like that. I hope so.
It's still up in the air, yeah.
And the footage is amazing. I mean, for a downloadable game,
it's crazy.
I hope these both. I hope the Assault comes out, does well, and I hope we get the Battlefield that we all deserve.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
GDC, the Game Developers Conference, is going to be beginning on Monday, March 25th, and goes all the way through till Friday, March 29th. And it's speculated that it's not confirmed, but there are rumors were going around that Microsoft might announce the new Xbox either during GDC or sometime in maybe mid-April or beginning of April. We're not entirely sure, but we'll definitely keep our eye out for that. And Bungie's Destiny is also. I think that was another rumor that was going to be at the GDC. Possibly more gameplay. Let's hope so.
Yeah.
I don't think there will be a hands-on yet, just because Destiny won't be out
that game
this year.
Ways off.
Yeah, it's March, and they're already saying it's not going to be expected for 2013. So it's still fairly well in development. So
I don't think you'll see if they do a gameplay, it's going to be a controlled on the stage gameplay.
Yeah, it's going to be just a minimal.
I think that there are going to be a lot of really big announcements at GDC this year, but I really don't see the 720. Mainly because I don't think that Microsoft feels any pressure right now to announce the 720. And I think that they'll use the platform of E3, which is the biggest platform of the year. They get so many more eyeballs on their machine, so to speak, at E3. So I would be really shocked. Now, I might be wrong. I've been wrong before. But I can't imagine that, especially with the elements of the PlayStation 4 announcement that were considered flubs, i.e. they didn't show the box. None of the games, a lot of people feel that the games that are been announced for it won't be ready by the release time. So it's looking like the launch catalog is going to be very thin. So it'll be interesting. I don't think that Microsoft has any pressure to. And let's face it, E3 is midsummer, so it's not that far off, and there's plenty of time, and that's traditionally the time these announcements. It was actually really interesting the time that PlayStation decided to announce theirs. I can only imagine they wanted the platform all to themselves. They didn't want to be overshadowed by any other announcements. That's why they didn't wait till E3 or GDC. But the whole thing is extremely interesting. This whole cycle, next generation cycle, has been completely different than anything else in the past. So.
And I'm sure with Assassin's Creed 4 is a good example, because it's coming out October 29th. So that kind of gives you a ballpark right there for the PS4. Is that the PS4 it should be out before Black Flag.
So that's interesting. I don't know. A lot of the games don't seem to be done. So, all right, we got last story. Twitch attracts 28 million unique viewers. Now that's not repeat. Now, if you guys don't know what Twitch TV is, you need to go check this out. Basically, it's game streaming. Typically live, as good as cable in my opinion. Watch players play games for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours at a time. If you want to just drop in and watch, you can. There are some commercials that way. If you want to donate to the person, you really like what they're doing, you like how they commentate, you like what they're bringing you, you could donate a one-time donation to them and support them. Or if you really find a lot of joy in this, and you can get a subscription. Now those subscriptions are yearly, and that goes to the person playing the game, so it's a direct way to support them. And you get all kinds of other benefits, like no commercials. You get messages that let you know when they're going to be streaming and everything like that, so you know exactly their schedule. So there's a lot there. So if you have not been on Twitch TV, you guys definitely need to check it out.
The PS4, according to NVIDIA, is not worth the cost. They are wanting to pay Nvidia such a low amount of money that Nvidia just like, well, yeah, isn't partnering with Sony anymore. So
this is a story that we had just talked about, that they were brokering a deal with them. We just talked about this, I believe, last week.
Yeah.
That Nvidia was supporting them, and the fact of the matter, apparently negotiations fell through. And PlayStation 4, I can see where Sony's coming from. They the last cycle they had an uphill battle because their machine cost more than everyone else. But on the same token, if you sacrifice the quality for your machine, no one's going to buy it either. So this one's a tough pickle, because if you want the best graphics, you got to go with the best card, and that's NVIDIA.
Yeah.
So Mojang announced Realms. Now what Realms is basically their in-house server. So you actually get a server they're saying from 3 to 5 players per month. It's about $10 to $15. It's great because it's going to have better support. It's going to have direct support from Mojang. You're not have to go to a third-party provider anymore. Now, obviously, if you're going to be having a server where you're going to have 8 to 20 people, then you're still going to have to go third-party. So this isn't something, Mojang's not trying to eliminate that market base. But it is nice that they're offering an in-game, solution for people that aren't very tech-savvy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. SimCity servers aren't required, and an offline mode, it could be possible. So.
This is actually in the game already. It's a debug menu. It does take a little bit of cracking. You have to do a little bit of coding, but you can turn that debug on, and you can actually play offline. The only caveat is you can't save it, because obviously the saves are managed by the online server. But the fact of the matter is, both EA and Maxis are saying, nope, it would take too much to overhaul the code and to allow you to play offline, but that's just not true. So here we have a case of the developer clearly lying to its customers.
Again, it seems like.
Yeah, another story, another kind of correction that we have to bring to you from a story we covered a couple weeks ago. XI3, the maker of the amazingly awesome, powerful, small, compact piston computer, which was rumored to be the next Steam box, they're saying that they have no agreement with Valve to produce these boxes as a Steam box, and Valve has come out recently saying that they have no business dealings with them. So both they seem to be distant from each other. Mm-hmm. Which is amazing, especially considering that GDC 2 years ago, the piston computer was at the Steam booth.
Huh? Like a prototype?
Yeah, they were showing it off. So who knows what happened behind the background? I'll make a conclusion. I conclude that the last bit of news that came out before this was that the piston was going to be about $1,000. Yeah. And I think Valve said, "Whoa, that's more than we bargained for," and I'm sure they don't want. They think that a box that expensive would be a tough sell. Mm-hmm. So they're distancing themselves from it, and they'll probably end up coming out with I bet the Steam box, when it ultimately comes out, will be much cheaper than $1,000.
Oh yeah, for sure. So. And finally, Microsoft shares their Kinect source code with the public. Awesome. Mostly doing with the new Kinect 2.0 that they're going to have with the 720.
Yeah. So basically what they said, we got our new Kinect 2.0, which is much more sensitive. We're going to release this code to the public, which most people were reverse engineering this for all types of very cool things. Go on YouTube and type in hacked Kinect. You will see wizardry.
Just stuff that you probably wouldn't even have imagined.
This is great because this feels like Microsoft is kind of, without endorsing it, saying, here, continue down this path and keep doing this stuff. So that's great because that brings innovation to the market. So, well, another week, another show. Thanks for watching. Here at N2KB, we're excited about what's developing out there, and soon we'll be telling you all about it. Always sub, share, and like if we've enriched your lives. Comment if you want to join in the fun, and contact us if you want to become a content creator. Thanks for watching. I'm Chris.
I'm Robert.
And as always, to be continued.